the Son of Righteousness arise with healing and his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall.
All right. See, here's it saying he's going to destroy the wicked. Right here, it's telling in verse 1. Shall be stubble, some of this chaff. That's the same thing. See? And then basically that's what it said in Daniel, the wind drives away.
That's it.
Right? So it's going to leave them neither root nor branch. So you ain't got no root, you ain't growing back. You done.
Done.
Yeah, you done. All right. So now, so going back to what the Lord is saying, we're still working on that in Exodus. Notice, go back to Exodus. Right. 14, go back to Exodus 14.
14.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so in this verse 21, let's see what it says in 21 again.
And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back with a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided.
All right, and watch this. Let's get 2 Timothy. When Paul was telling Timothy, 2 Timothy, I believe it's 2:15. Watch this. Say the waters were divided. The waters were divided. 2 Timothy.
2 Timothy. Okay.
All right, what do you say right here? Watch this. So you got it?
You said 14,
2 Timothy
2 Timothy
2, second chapter, verse 15.
15. Okay.
All right.
Sorry about that. 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto God,
Right.
a workman that needs not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
Rightly divided. And that's what, watch this. So if it still ain't coming clear, watch this to get some more work. See, this is what the Lord says in Isaiah 28, when he said the word of the Lord is line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little.
That's right.
See, scriptures will explain themselves. It's a matter. Let's get Ephesians 5. We're still saying, well, I still don't see what you're saying. And watch this. Ephesians 5. Notice what the Lord saying. That's why I say a lot of times, this is the way the Lord got these scriptures up, written up. See, and it's designed to keep, people, he says that he's hid these things from the wise and prudent and revealed them unto babes, people that were humble down. And the Lord shows us these things. Other than that, we'll be just as lost as the rest.
That's it.
See, so in the 5th chapter, all right, it says, so this is dealing with, he's telling their husbands to love their wives as the Hamashiach, Christ, also loved the church, right? Look at 25, verse 25 and 26. What is it?
Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church, and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and because it with the washing of water by the word.
All right, so he said sanctify and cleanse it with what?
With the washing of the water.
By what?
By the word.
So the water is what?
The word.
It's the word. It's the truth. So this is what happened. But see, and then so in Timothy he says truth has got to be divided, meaning it's got to be explained, rightly explaining. That's what he's talking about. So when we go back to Exodus 14, so when he said the waters were divided was the only way that they could go over. And that's telling us that the truth has got to be explained is the only way we can go over.
That's it.
See? And so let's get first, I believe it's 1 Kings, might be 2 Kings. 2 Kings, watch this. This is the deal with Elijah and Elisha. before Elijah was going to be taken up. And this is another example in the second chapter. Second chapter. All right, so here's the thing. So he took him to 3 different places when Elijah was going to be taken up. So he told Elisha that if you see me when I go up, then because he had asked for a double portion of Elijah's spirit. All right, so Elijah told him, he says, if you see me when I go up, it shall be so. But if not, it will not be so. So it says, all right, look at verse 2 Kings. All right, so verse, watch this. All right, chapter 2, 2 Kings, and verse 8, what does it say? Here's where, so they went over Jordan, when they was getting ready to go over Jordan. And so once he did that, then the Lord was getting ready to come and get him. So what did he say?
And Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together and smote the waters, and they were divided hither and thither, so that they too went over on dry ground.
All right, doesn't that sound familiar?
Yes.
What he said in Exodus, right? He says, so the mantle is what he did the miracles with. The things, his mantle. Right, so he struck the waters were divided. So Timothy is telling us in 2 Timothy, and Paul was telling Timothy, he said, rightly dividing the word of truth. So we find out the word is the truth.
That's it.
And it's the water. So the water, see, a lot of times they say, listen, God explain this stuff. So this is what happened when the Egyptians, the Israelites went over, right, through the Red Sea, and it said the waters were divided by the east wind. So this is done by the Spirit. The east wind, right? So here, and this is what we say. All right, so then what happened in verse 9? What is it? No, hold on, before you do it. Look, notice what it says. The waters were divided here and there.
Yeah.
And what do we see? Let's get Isaiah. We're going to get some clarity on that. Isaiah 28, watch this. So it says the waters were divided hither and thither, is what the King James says. Here and there is basically what it's saying. So Isaiah 28, it says, look at verse 9. What is it? You got it?
Whom shall he teach knowledge?
Right? Here we go. What do we all pray when we got here? Everybody's testimony said, getting the knowledge.
Give knowledge.
And what is it, right?
That's it.
Watch this. What is it?
And whom shall make to understand doctrine?
Who? So the question is, whom shall he teach knowledge and what? Whom shall he make to understand doctrine? What?
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
All right, let's explain what he's talking about here. All right, see, here, the milk is representing the wisdom of the Lord, the word, right? You know, and Peter says, I think 1st and 2nd Peter says, desire the sincere milk of the word. Okay, but here's what people are missing this. Because what is he talking about? Okay, so the sister here can break down, what does it mean when a child is weaned? I know she can break that down. When a child is weaned, what does that mean?
That basically means they're off on their own.
Okay. From the
being all dependent.
Okay. So as far as nourishing and
Yes.
everything like that. Okay, so what are we saying? This is talking about, so the milk is talking about the wisdom of God, knowledge, the word, right? So when it says wean, he said, notice what he said, whom shall he teach knowledge? This is what he's talking about.
That's it.
When the child is weaned, we're talking about as far as pertaining to the kingdom. That means this is talking about when you got to set up on a ministry, that whoever God has opened their understanding, that you're getting nourishment from the person that breaks it down, right? This is what it's talking about.
That's it.
See, God is using the analogy between like a mother that nourished nourishes a child, and then when the child is weaned, then he need food or whatever, right? So in this, it's just like in the animal world, when you see the eagles, they have to take their stuff, whatever they're gonna feed the young, they got to digest it themselves, right? Yes, sir. And then feed it to the young. Ain't that right? See, and so it is with this. See, so if God opened a person's understanding,
That's right.
it's that person's obligation by the Lord, right?
By the Lord.
To break the stuff down as God break down him. Then, so this is called the weaning process. So at a certain time, everybody's different. I don't think, am I right about that? No child is the same as far as weaning, right?
That's right. That's right.
It's different for everybody.
That's it.
All right, so I'm gonna make sure I get her. No shooting straight. See, okay, so this is talking about. So he's saying the question is, whom shall he teach knowledge? Those that are weaning. But to that point, you're still getting nourishment from whoever the person that God opened their understanding.
That's it.
That means you're still nursing from that person. And then after a while, you'll be able to break away and get it for yourself.
That's it. That's it.
Exactly what he's talking about.
That's it.
See? So he said, those that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast, in this case, he's talking about stuff that God had broke down from the heart of the person. That's what we're talking about. See? Yes, sir. So then what he said? Verse 10.
For precept must be upon precept.
Right?
Precept upon precept.
Right?
Line upon line.
Right?
Line upon line. Here a little and there a little.
And then what we just read it in Kings, he said the waters were divided hither and thither.
There you go.
That's true. So we just kind of browse around today. So here's an example of what we're talking about. So, and then, so this is going to, if you read later down there, that's actually dealing with what happened in the book of Acts, down there when it says that with stammering lips in another tongue when he speak to his people. That's what happened in Acts, because when they were speaking in tongues, they received the Holy Ghost. So it says that God used men of another language to confound the Jews, and that's what happened in the day of Pentecost. It says, so when it said that there were Jews from every nation under heaven, devout men, right? They came on the day of Pentecost. So the Galileans didn't speak Greek or any other language. They didn't speak Iranian or whatever their language is. They spoke Hebrew, Aramaic, right? But then in this case, it said, the Lord said they would speak with new tongues because they're new to them. See, so here it says, and this is what they were telling him. It said, verse 12, it says, he was talking to all them people on the day of Pentecost. It said, to whom he said, what did he say?
This is the rest.
The rest. What?
Within, wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest. And this is the refreshing.
Yet they were what?
Yet he would not hear.
Still they ain't trying to hear. We trying to tell people now, you need to get filled with the Holy Ghost. They look at you like, you know what I'm saying? This is what we're talking about, the rest. He said, this is it, man, because, so in Matthew, let's get Matthew, see what he's talking about. He said, to whom he said, he was talking, in this case, he was talking to the Jews that came to the day on Pentecost. But we're still saying the same thing today. Because the Lord said the same thing. And you got a lot of these churches that's quoting scriptures.
That's it.
This stuff got to be broken down. We just read it in Isaiah. He said, you got to break this stuff down, man. And sometimes I seen where God, I had to wait on the Lord for certain stuff. He might be dealing with me in some other area. I can't even touch something that God ain't broken down. I had to leave it alone. It's like, I'm looking at it, but I can't understand what it's talking about. No, you know what? Leave it alone. And look, I've seen times when God come and break that stuff down just like over a piece of candy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they was saying?
Yes, sir.
See, and it goes to, sometimes, man, it's strange. Man, I've been reading the Bible for 12 hours, okay? But how much did you understand? See, and that depends on the Lord. The Lord told me one time, he said, you know a lot of scriptures, they just need to be explained. So you can know the scriptures. A scribe, you know what a scribe is?
A scribe.
Scribe.
The people that read it.
They wrote.
I wrote it, yes.
Yeah, wrote stuff down. See, a scribe is very familiar with scriptures. Oh, yeah. See, but they don't have no understanding. That's what a scribe, see. They can take you to the Torah, the 5 books of the law,
Yep.
all day, quoting that stuff. But they have no understanding. They can't explain it. Just like we just showed it, and you can give me 10 people lined up right here and show them that Exodus story, get every one of them have something to do.
Yeah.
See, and he said, the word of the Lord is not upon us. Precept, here a little, and there a little, and we verified that in 2 Kings, right?
That's it.
He said the waters were divided here and there.
That's it.
See, but people, they wrestle with the scriptures like, oh, I don't know what that's talking about. See, but we just showed, he said, this is the way we're to study. We got, man, this is work. Man, I'm tired. Look, just got off work, man, I don't feel like doing it. See, and say, notice what, look at Ecclesiastes right quick. We just kind of browsing around today, bouncing around a little bit. But, what do you say in Ecclesiastes? I can find it. See, right at the Psalms, right?
After
Right before.
Proverbs.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Yeah, here we go. All right, so Ecclesiastes, notice what, now Solomon, the wisdom that he had, which the Lord gave to him, see, and he did the same thing, he spoke in Proverbs. And so, look, the parable will have you thinking, it's okay, he started talking about some trees or something, or anything, sand, water, air. Okay, I know what a tree is, but what is the Lord, what is he saying? See, it's like, it's a story within a story. You could be saying, so the Lord never came directly out. He said, without a parable, he didn't speak to his disciples.
That's right.
He spoke in parable, and it's the same thing now. This scripture's in parables now. I said, whoa, that stuff will have you way out there in left field. But, so in Ecclesiastes, notice what he said. In 12th chapter, Ecclesiastes, what are you talking about? He says right here in the 12th chapter, he says, verse 10, what do he say? Well, look at verse 9. So what, okay, before if everybody here familiar, okay, Solomon, the wisdom he had, God gave him the wisdom, knowledge and understanding and everything, right? Mm-hmm. All right, but in the case, he also strayed off and got into a lot of stuff and started experiencing a lot of stuff. But his conclusion, after going through all that stuff, that the Lord put him back in his right mind to come back around and tell us that all this stuff is worthless, it's vanity. You could be there and experience that, and some of the stuff he's experienced just for the sake of experiencing.
There you go.
Just say we done it.
That's it.
You know, so there's some people out there like that. Man, let's just do this just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Just say we done it. How foolish, you might not even recall. Look, people that are doing sniffing aerosol bottles and doing it. Some of them left this world.
Huffing, yeah.
Just to say we done something. But see, after going through all that, then Solomon came back and said, vanity of vanity. What's the point? And I don't think nobody experienced more than he did.
Yeah.
Man had wives, concubines, left and right, just all of them, vacillating all of them. You know what I'm saying? No, he spread himself out. Say, spread the love. You went all over, man. I said, man, he got it. Hey. But then at the end, he still said. And see, and this right here is a parable. Watch this. You talking about a parable. Well, look at verse 1. Watch this.
Verse 1.
No, watch this. This is a serious, like, what was he doing?
12th chapter.
Right, what is it?
One.
Yeah.
Remember thou thy Creator in the days of thy youth,
Uh-huh.
while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh.
When you used to say, what? Watch this. People say, man, I live to be 100 years old. Well, what you gonna say? What do you say?
When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
You see that? Okay, you live in your 100, but you can't do what you used to.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. You ain't got no pleasure, man. You got to sit there and let somebody feed you, and you ain't able to feed yourself. When you gonna say, I have no pleasure in them? Look, people say, man, I'm 95 years old. Okay, but what can you do? See? Don't see, we trying to get, he said, I ain't got no pleasure. Okay, I'm living, but you know, I ain't like I can go out there and run 4 miles without passing out. You know what I'm saying? Then what he say? Watch this.
While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened.
What is he talking about? See, your sight. Your sight starting to fail you. Well, what? This is a parable, man. Greek people, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. This stuff will have you out there in left field if you ain't careful. Watch this. What do you say?
Though the clouds return after the rain.
Right?
And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
Your arms. See, look. See, he's talking about your body's a house.
Yeah, that's right.
The keepers of the house. Your arms, man, start to shake. Yeah, okay, you living, but dude, you can barely get around.
That's it.
What do you say?
And the strong men shall bow themselves.
See? Look, look, Arnold Schwarzenegger, them jumping bold.
Oh, yes, sir.
Man, that's back in the day when they bench pressing 500 pounds. He said, but one of the Arnold Schwarzenegger's, one of his, I got one of the motivational clips on it. He said, man, he had tried 10 times to bench press 500 pounds on the 11th time he got it. Can you imagine 500 pounds? You can't do that. You can't do that when you get over there.
Yes, sir.
What do you say? Then what?
And the grinders.
Your
see-
teeth. Look at that. Teeth falling out. Yes, sir. What? Yes, sir. Nowadays, they say they put doing root canals and everything, then they tell you there ain't no guarantee it's permanent. It's not permanent. They still might have to go back in there and get all that stuff out.
Yes, sir. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Dentures. You got to take your dentures off and clean them up.
Yes, sir.
See, and that's what he said. When you shall say, I have no pleasure. Okay, I'm living, but man, I can't do what I used to.
That's it.
I can't eat a whole lot of rich stuff. Some people up in age, you can't eat, your body cannot digest all that cream and butter and all that stuff, and you can't do it. So you gonna say what the same thing Solomon said, I have no pleasure in them. Watch, keep going, what do you say?
It's definitely a parable. Man.
And then what?
See, and the grinders cease because there are few,
Uh-huh.
and those that look out of the windows.
See,
be darkened.
he's talking about your sight.
Yes, sir.
See, he'll throw you all as a parable, because like, somebody look out the window, what are you talking about, man? He's talking about your windows of your eyes.
That's
That's something.
it. Losing sight.
Then what?
And the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low.
See, your hearing is going, man. Man, shut that door, man. Look. You can't. Your hearing is going. And then what?
And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird,
Uh-huh.
and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
See, talking about your hearing is going. Can't have him. Saying something. What you think? You know what I'm saying? And then what?
Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high.
Oh, you already know it, man. Look, heights and stuff. You get fearful, man.
Yup.
Fear gets in there. Then what?
And fear shall be in the way.
See, fears, man. So okay, he said, or people say, "Oh man, I'm blessed to be none." Okay, but you gonna say the same thing Solomon said? I have no pleasure in it. You know, people. Sometimes people get this thing where they feel like that don't pertain to me. You know how they say it? Oh, that blaze is everybody. I'm good. You ain't gonna say nothing no different than Solomon said. Cause a lot of these people, you ain't living no long as a lot of them live. See? Well, people, you got this spirit of exceptionalism. They ain't talking about me. I'm good. Like, the Bible don't pertain to me. It's talking about everybody else. That's how people is, man. Oh, that's talking about everybody else. Ain't talking about me. I'm good. Like you gonna prove God wrong.
Right.
You know, people say, oh, I'm the one that's gonna make God out of a lie. Okay. You know what? It's the graveyard is full of them.
Wait, yeah,
It's
wait,
full.
wait. Absolutely.
Then what do you say?
And the almond tree shall flourish,
Right.
and the grasshopper shall be a burden.
Goodness, man. Insects wearing you out. Then what?
And the desire shall fail.
Look at that. You just don't feel like doing stuff. Man. You know, okay, yeah, you go out, so they took you down to the beach, but dude, you can't get in the water.
Just sitting there wishing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And then what?
Because man goes to his own.
Oh, look,
own
people ain't
life.
trying to hear that. Look, they say they're going out in style. And then what is
His long home.
look, dress him up, put all this stuff in the cat, somebody going out in style. Ain't nothing stylish about it if your sins weren't forgiven.
Thank you.
Ain't nothing stylish about that. You going to the lake.
That's it.
People, man, get caught up in this stuff, man. Long home. You ain't coming back up out of there. Wow. Then what?
And the mourners shall go to the streets. Go about the streets.
Right?
Keep going.
Yeah.
Wherever the silver cord be loosed,
See?
or the golden bowl be broken.
See, and it's talking about a person. So you might have acquired some wisdom and stuff. What it's talking about, golden bowl. But it's gonna be broken. The silver cord is gonna be loose. You could be that cord, but it's coming loose. People think they ain't going anywhere. You going with me?
It's definitely a parable.
Yes, sir. Then what?
Or the pitcher is be broken at the fountain.
That's talking about a person. It's talking about a person. It's broken. Then what?
Or the wheel broken at a cistern.
Still talking about a person. Still talking about an individual. All these different, what do you call them, acronyms, what do you call them? It's still talking about a person.
Wow.
Then what? Verse 7.
Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was.
And some of these people, look, they took, when James Brown died, it took him over a month to put him in the ground. Put the man in the ground. These people fussing over his body.
Yeah.
The man is dead. Look, you tell me you ain't going, I don't come out, no matter how they put in your body, you're going back to the dust.
Going right back where you came. Yep.
Sometimes people they just determined they're gonna make God wrong. Then what?
And the spirit shall return unto God who gave it.
And that's your spirit is going. As a matter of fact, the Sefer Bible breaks down and Enoch tells you where your spirit is going. It's in there. So that's why I said, people, man, there's people that wish the book of Enoch wasn't written because it gets into all of that. People say, I mean, getting into the fallen angels and there, all this stuff that happened.
It's deep.
So, yeah. All right. So then he says right here. Watch what he said.
Vanity of vanities.
And what does he mean by vanity of vanity? He experienced all this stuff, this and that, this and that. You know, and then he said all this vanity. But this right here is the vanity of vanities. This is the main vanity right here he's selling. And he's getting ready to go into it right here. The main vanity of anybody is not serving God. That's the main one that's gonna get you. You know, you could go through some stuff and have some hardships. Yeah, that's empty. Went through that and all that. But this right here is the vanity of vanities, not serving the Lord. That's the vanity of vanity.
Amen.
And then what? Keep
Said the preacher, all is vanity. Verse 9. And moreover, because the preacher was wise,
See?
he still taught the people knowledge.
Now
Yea,
see, what is he saying here? He say, going through all that, the Lord didn't take the wisdom away. So he's still able to tell us some things. After going through it, sometimes, you know, people say, man, he out there. Sometimes you don't make it back. You don't make it back sometimes. And then what?
he gave good heed and sought out
And set in order what?
many proverbs.
Set in order. This is where we got to go to work. We got to set this stuff in order. Man, you know, you look at what? You got to set it in order. From Genesis, well, in this case, we got more than 66 books. So
Yes.
you got to set this thing in order. Lord, I'll show you how to line this. Okay, I see where you're at. Right here. Okay. You start going to work. Set it in order. I say, put it in order. I used to hear some people say that. Some churches I've been to say, put it in order. Tell the preacher, you got to put it in order.
That's it.
Set in order many proverbs. That's what we do. We still doing it. We trying to set it in order by the help of the Lord. But the
Yes,
Spirit
sir.
of God lining this stuff up, man. What is God saying?
That's it.
Man, by the statue, I said, okay. I say, okay, image of gold, okay, I see where you're at. You know, belly, brass, side, and all this stuff. I see where you're going with it. You know? All right, then what?
Let's see, the preacher sought to find out acceptable words.
Sought out, see? We got to search this stuff out.
Yep.
And then what?
And that which was written was upright, even words of truth.
All this is written. It's upright and it's words of truth.
That's right.
And then what?
The words of the wise are as gauds, and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies.
That's talking about the rulers of the people, fastened by the masters of assemblies. That's talking about whoever God opened their understandings of. The
Amen.
words of the wise are as gold and nails.
Which are given from one shepherd.
Look at that.
God says.
So ain't nowhere in the world they put this stuff in there. Lord, ain't nowhere in the world, man. And then what?
And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books, there is no end.
All right, and what?
And much study is a weariness of
Weird,
flesh.
man, I'm tired. Look, you gotta drag this body along, man, make it get. Much study is the weariness of the flesh, and then what he say?
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
There it is. And then what he say?
For God shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good, whether it be evil.
See, a lot of people don't want to hear that, man. Want to hear this stuff, man. All right, man, I'm good, man. They want to keep, look, a lot of times, if they up to doing something they don't want to do, look, you come over there talking about the Lord, they get ready to do some mischief.
Right.
I'm good. Look, like I said, let me live. Man. But, I mean, it's just what I say, this is the example of what we're talking about. And a lot of times you look at something, it's like, man, can't make no sense of it. And sometimes you might have to just take a break from it, whatever. You know, let the Lord explain this stuff. And this stuff will have you weird. It's like, whoa, man. You know, I've seen time, and God will, you know, you could just look at something, stuff that jump. I think the sister was talking about one time, and I told you about that when he told Peter, he said, well, how often shall a brother sin against me? Huh? And I'm telling you what, I've been reading that for years, and then one night I was studying early one Sunday morning. And I was like, oh, it's okay. He told him, I was basically thought, okay, well, however long you need, you to be forgiven. But that thing hit me one morning. Okay, and because it really ties into Daniel when he's talking about the 70 weeks. So he said, how long shall a brother sin against him and I forgive him? Until 7 times 7. Until 7 times 7, because God is going to put an end to sins. 70 times 7, that's going to be it. The consummation, which Enoch talks about, the consummation means people are going to be consumed. But I say it's like, and that's how God is, because a lot of times I don't care how long you can be reading something, for years, one day, it's like, I've been looking at this stuff but that's how it is.
You see it, perceive, yes, sir.
You know, that just goes to show you sometimes God, you know, like with his disciples, we can wrap this up. But sometimes his disciples, it said, even when he was telling them, he said, the Son of Man is going to be traded into the hands of sinners and be crucified, right? And they said the saying was hid from him. What are you talking about? But it didn't come to light till after the fact. And sometimes it's like that with us. It's like, man, I can't see what you know, but be like Miriam, what Hebrew says, her actual name is Miriam, not Mary. See, a lot of this stuff is, so, remember, Lord was 12, and so when he stayed behind in Jerusalem and was talking with the doctors and people of the law and everything, that's in John, Gospel of John. So it says he was hearing and asking questions of them, and they found him after 3 days. See, this is what we're saying. The revelation of the mystery is all in there. That was signifying that he rose again on the 3rd day, because they didn't find him until the 3rd day. See, I'm saying it's like he's giving you clues all through the scriptures. Yeah, it's like, what? You know, so he said, how is it that you sought me? He said, no, you're not. I must be about my Father's business. And it said that Miriam didn't understand what he was saying, but she took it and kept the sayings in her heart, even though she didn't understand. I don't understand what he's saying. Sometimes stuff with us, it don't come to light you know, until, you know, something, you might have to go through something for the Lord. It's, okay, I know what that means. But that's how it is. It's like, well, a lot of times we want to know everything up front. But it ain't, we don't have to. Some stuff is like, man, you might be going through something, the Lord, bam. So, okay, this is what this is. But we're gonna knock over right there. Listen, you got it? You want to talk about something particular?
Food for the soul.
Yeah, that was,
I mean,
That was
here's
deep.
there's some nuggets, you know what I'm saying, some good nuggets, you know?